Hey, I don't know where you are in your financial journey, but if you watch this entire video and you apply what I'm about to share with you, you will be in a much better financial situation in no time. In the next few minutes, you will discover the biggest mistake that rookie savers make that keep them just overbroke and completely exposed to a terrible financial future when they retire. But this is not going to be you because I will also share an easy and very effective system to manage your money. Enjoy the present and grow your financial wealth for the future. But before we get started, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe to receive the best advice on wealth creation, personal finance, investing, and entrepreneurship. And click the bell to get notified every time I release a new video every Monday. Personally, I have a very minimalist approach to my personal finances, money management, and investing in general. And I like to quote Einstein here because I want to make an important point. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. I don't know if you heard this. And this is true, especially when it comes to your personal finances, because the biggest mistake that rookie savers make is to have only one bank account. And every penny they got is going to be straight there. If this is also your situation, it's great that you're watching this video now because I'm about to change your financial future. I'm not kidding you. First, let me answer this question. Why is it not smart to have only one bank account? The reason is because if you only have one account for everything, it's difficult for you to track money that you want to save for investment, for retirement, for education, and so on. So it gets messy very fast, and it's the perfect recipe for disaster, in my opinion. If you feel comfortable, let's say, to have 50k sitting in your bank account, it's easier for you to blow up everything above this amount, which will lead you to face financial challenges once your income will change. Example, when you retire, if you don't have any other investment, or if your employment situation change in the future. And you will realize how powerful is the system that I'm about to share with you in just a few minutes. Now, the reason why I use a very minimalist system of money management is because I didn't grow up in a super rich family, and I didn't have anyone pass to me a huge heritage to manage. Actually, quite the opposite. And I had to learn about wealth, personal finances, and entrepreneurship because my family went from earning and owning quite a lot to be almost broke in a short few years. It was really, really tough. But I also understood the difference between being rich, pretending to be rich, and being wealthy. And I experienced all of them like a roller coaster. So I'm not one of those people that born with a silver spoon in their mouth and grew up very comfortable talking about money. Okay, because in my family talking about money was a sort of a taboo, and that's why no one knew anything about it. The funny thing was that everyone was pretending to know, but it was actually just copying the bad spending habits of someone else and thinking that it was okay, it was normal, but actually it was not. So I perfectly understand the struggles and the everyday challenges that every family has. Okay, everyone has to face it because I've been there. There are so many things going on in any household, and when you come back after a long day after work, the last things that you probably want to do is sit down with your partner to discuss your financial challenges and how to sort it out. And sure, if you think about it, this is probably the best way to recover or improve any financial situation. But a lot of people find having these conversations very challenging. And this is where I think most people just switch off and stop looking into the financial future or personal finances, unfortunately, till it's too late. And it's also a pattern that I see with my coaching clients. When they face financial challenges, the tendency is to avoid financial conversations or stop focusing on their finances, okay, altogether. And this is understandable because obviously it's painful, but distracting yourself with TV, alcohol, even drugs is not a solution. And I hope you will consider adopting my minimalist money management system as the first step towards a better financial future. And especially if you don't have anything in place yet. Now, the beauty about this system that I'm about to explain is that after you set it up, the only things that you really have to do is focusing on your income and monitoring just a very few key numbers every month to make sure that you are on track to hit your financial target. So another reason why I keep everything very simple is because investing is not the only things that I do, okay? And I recognize that it's powerful, but I have to do also other stuff. So I keep it very simple to make sure that I actually do it. But investing and managing your money effectively is something that you must learn because it will heavily affect the quality of your life. With this said, let's dive in. But before, let me make a big disclaimer, okay? So I'm not a financial advisor myself, but I definitely know more than the average Joe about wealth and investments because I'm a student first, and more importantly, I am a practitioner. And the impact of what I will share with you, which is what I apply in my life, is already having a profound effect in my overall wealth. And I hope you will experience the same benefits following this channel. I also have people cleverer than me that I hire to give me professional advice to help me avoid costly mistakes and make better financial choices. So again, I'm not a financial advisor myself, and everything I will share on this channel is what I learn and what I apply in my life. And it's for education purpose only. This is not a get rich quick things or anything like that. So please do always your homework and don't take anything I say as a financial advice because it's not. And if you need specific advice, do like me and just pay for a professional. Now, let's get into my personal finance money management system in details, and let me show you also how to automate it so you can set it up and forget about it because it will keep working for you in the background and it will guarantee a prosperous financial future to you and to your family. I personally follow what is called the money jar system, which is what I believe to be the easiest money management system in the entire history of the universe. I learned this system at the Millionaire Mind Intensive, which is a powerful program designed by T.F. Becker. And if you haven't attended this program yet, I strongly recommend you do it. It's a 3-day intensive program, and it's a great way to start your journey to financial freedom. If you have attended already, let me know in the comments how was your experience. Now, let's come back to the system. The reason why this system is called the money jar system is because you have to imagine having different jars, and in each jar you will allocate a percentage of your monthly income for a specific purpose. It sounds simple, right? Because actually it is. So let's start by defining each jar, what is the purpose and how much income you should allocate to it. The first jar is the necessity jar, and you will ideally allocate a 55% of your income. In this jar is going to be like your everyday expenses and bills. So this would be like rent, mortgage, utilities, bills, taxes, food, clothes, and so on. Basically, it includes anything that you need to live. If you are not sure if something should be a necessity or not, just ask yourself what would be the consequences of not paying whatever you want to put in this jar. Example, if the consequence of not paying your mortgage is the bank repossessing your house, you want to probably put in here. Yeah, this is where you put your all, like must be paid expenses. The second jar is the education jar. Money in this jar is meant to further your education and personal growth. So education money can be used for books, attend seminars, online courses, or anything else that has educational value. I personally believe that the best investment that you can make is in yourself. And for example, I love property, I love trading, I love investing, but if you're not educated, you always have to rely on someone else. And you have to accept the fact that you will have little or no control over your future. So education is massively, massively important. And ideally, you will allocate a 10% for this purpose. Now, a question that I got very often is, does it mean that you have to spend it all every month? Okay, personally, I like to buy and read books every month, and the money it is coming from this jar to buy this stuff, right? But obviously, this is not going to completely deplete my account, so it keeps growing, and I use this money for more expensive training. In the past, in some occasion, I saved for an entire year to enroll in some of the training that I did. And I mean, it was great because I was able to achieve this goal without much effort and without compromising any other area of my life. And you will understand what I mean without effort when I will explain to you the automation part, okay, later on in this video. All right, now let's come back. Jar number 3 is the financial freedom jar, and ideally you allocate 10% for this purpose. This jar is your ticket to financial freedom, really. The money that you put in this jar is used for investment and building your passive income streams only. You never spend this money. Okay, this is very important. The only time you would spend this money is once you become financially free, and even at that point, you would only spend the returns on your investment. Never spend the principal. And if you're not familiar with the concept of principal and return on investment, let me explain it to you as I would explain to my little daughter. Imagine having a golden goose, okay, that provides you with golden eggs. And that would be like really awesome. Now, the golden goose is the principal, okay, and the golden eggs are the return on your investment, meaning you don't want to kill the golden goose, because if you do, you will probably have a nice dinner, but you will lose your golden eggs forever, and you don't want to do that, right? Does it make sense? Great. So keep taking care of your golden goose and enjoy the golden omelette. The 4th jar is for playing, and ideally you want to allocate 10%, okay, in this jar. Play money is spent every month on purchases you wouldn't normally make. The purpose of this jar is to nurture your soul and keep your inner child excited. You could purchase an expensive bottle of wine at dinner, get a massage, or go for a short trip. Play can be anything your heart desires. You and your partner can each receive your own play money and not even ask what the other person spends it on, because it's already in the budget. So I love this jar because it removes the remorse and the guilt of spending money just for the sake of having fun, which is an important part, especially when you are an adult. And everyone should be in the financial position to blow some part of their money just to have pure fun, in my opinion. The 5th jar is for long-term savings for spending. Ideally, another 10%. Money in this jar is for bigger, nice-to-have purchases. Use this money for vacations, a contingency fund, or your children's educations, etc. So let's say you have 2 children, what to do? In this particular example, you may want to have more than one of these jars, and so you can divide this 10% between these jars according to your priorities. It can be equal split or different. It's entirely up to you. The last jar, and this is not because it's less important, is the give jar, okay? Ideally, you want to allocate a 5%. Money in this jar is for giving away. Use the money for family or friend's birthday, special occasion, and holidays. You can also give away to your favorite charity. It's, again, entirely up to you, but it's important to give back. And was it complicated? No. And that's it. The only challenge that you could face at this moment is to apply the same percentage that I've suggested. If you're not in a financial position to do so, because probably your necessities are much higher than 55%, that's okay. Adjust the system based on your current situation, but make sure that you try to close the gap, okay, that you always make progress. And always put a minimum amount into each jar every month, because the most important thing at this stage is to create an habit. Anyway, if you can only take one thing out from this video, is this: don't keep all your money in one account. Or if you do, make sure that you have sub-accounts and distribute your income in the different sub-accounts as soon as the money hit your main account. based on your budget allocation. Now, let's talk about how to automate this system, okay? If you have access to online banking, this is very, very easy. You have just to instruct your bank to split whatever income is coming into your account based on your percentage. Once you have this system in place and the automation running in the background, you can forget about it and it will work like magic. The only things that you have to do is focusing on producing more income, watching your wealth growing, and enjoying spending some money to have fun. And that's it. So your financial life will be much easier and you will have much more control over your spending. For example, you will immediately know at any given time if you still have money to go out with your friends and try the latest restaurant in town, or watching a free YouTube series to learn more about investing, personal finance, and entrepreneurship. How cool is that? But seriously, I cannot tell you how many times I was not even able to finish my play money. It's just crazy how the system is working. Now, for my business, I follow a slightly different version, but if you understand the main concept of the money jar system, it's going to be very easy for you to adapt it, okay? And if you want to, you can just let me know in the comments. I can probably make a video just about this. In terms of investment, okay, I only invest based on 3 criteria. First, I need to understand what I'm investing in. Second, it needs to fit with my risk profile and rewards expectations. Third, it has to be aligned with my values. Based on these 3 criteria, I choose my investment and the financial vehicles. So as I said, I like to keep it very, very simple. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, like, and share, and don't forget to download your money management system spreadsheet from the description below. I will see you next week.